Yes.
Indeed. Of all the...
Yes.
Yes.
It is begun.
We must fight. Let us do it quickly.
I shall do it. As you say. It is begun. Very well.
Oh, thank you, Maker. Thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you, Maker. Thank you, thank you.
Get your horses off Ben Talman's land. We won't bend needle again.
Logain is the regent. He demands your...
We're not Orlesian lickspittles. We owe no man our allegiance. Leave!
Take their lands by force, men. Regent's orders.
We must not... Cost our supplies.
We must fight. Let us do it quickly.
As you say.
We showed those Logain upstarts.
How did a child survive that? The crater is still smoking. It's a boy. 5 fingers, 5 toes. That's all that matters to me. The Maker has answered our prayers. Let's go home, Marta, and raise the tyke as our own.
At the point, we could all be figments of someone else's imagination. Just players in a play. Exactly. You, I, everything. All a dream. But whose dream? And for whose amusement? Some being of cosmic power. Sublime, enlightened beings. Cosmic power? What, you're serious? They thought of all this grit, all the war. They bloody thought of boils. I got a boil the size of your nose on my big toe, and some beings are enjoying this. Disturbed, sick bastards, if you ask me. Ahem. I still maintain they're more enlightened than that. If I ever come across one of them, I'll give them a what for.
The Mage's collective thanks you. Make us smile upon you.
I shall do it.
Yes? Why? What did he do to deserve this?
Welcome back to the Spoiled Princess. How may I serve you today? Brother Jin... No, of course not. I've never heard of him. Who? Listen, the person you're looking for isn't here. You should be on your way as soon as possible. They're watching me. I can't speak openly. Don't look around and keep your voice down. They're looking for anyone asking for this Brother Genitivi. They told me to act like nothing's wrong and just deny ever having seen the brother or the knights. I don't know. You should be on your guard and leave quickly. I don't know what happened to the knights, but I doubt it was anything good. Goodbye, and make her turn his gaze on you.
Overpriced swill. What are you looking at? Can a man drink in peace?
Make her rest the souls of all, Templar and Mage, who gave their lives defending the circle. May they find peace at last.
This spot is mine. Find your own.
I think I owe you an explanation for what happened earlier. You should know that something happened to me at the tower before you came along. Remember my apprentice, Petra? She encountered a demon in the tower. It would have killed her had I not intervened. I saved her life that day, but I did not survive that encounter with the demon. Let me explain fully. I engaged a very powerful demon to rescue Petra. It sapped me of all my energy and will and left me drained. It took everything I had to defeat it. And when I was done, I no longer had the strength to keep my heart beating. I remember my life ebbing away. Everything receded from me. Sound, light. I remember being enveloped in complete, impenetrable darkness. And then I sensed a presence enfolding me and cradling me, whispering quietly to me. The sensation is impossible to describe. I was being held back, firmly but gently, as a mother would a child eager to slip from her grasp. I felt life and warmth flowing through my veins again. I began to be aware of small sounds and the discomfort of my hip pressing into the cold stone of the tower floor. The Fade contains spirits both benevolent and malicious. The benevolent spirits seldom make themselves known, because they want nothing from mortals, unlike the demons. It was one of these spirits that saved me. Without it, I would be dead. And it has not left me. It is with me, even now, bonded to me. You see, I am supposed to be dead. It is the spirit that is keeping me in this world. And this is not the way of things. Perhaps the spirit did not expect this, but it is weakening gradually. I am living on borrowed time. Yes, that we will.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. concentrate, like we practiced. Now, fire!
With death to make you
that was
not like death much?
I suppose I should be fun than I would have liked.
I thank it for its help. I'm taking these apprentices to Redcliffe. The first enchanter says you need every able-bodied mage for the war. They're young, but capable enough, as you saw.
Following it around puts one in a lot of danger.
Move along, friend. Thank you.
Too bad what happened to Lloyd. Couldn't have happened to a nicer fellow. I guess that makes it my tavern now, doesn't it? And that's thanks to you, Warden. I admit, for a while, I didn't think either of us would survive. It's good to see you did. You mean about helping me leave? I wouldn't hold you to that. You've already done so much for us. Anything I can get you? Fair enough. Let me see what Lloyd stored in the back. You can help yourself.
So I ask him, what's he got that I don't? And you know what he says?
Your wife in his bed?
Those stung with 100 arrows, those suffering from ailments both great and small, his heart was strong, and he moved on.
Maker's blessings upon you.
Very well.
Warden.
My Valena returned. She told me of your daring rescue. I can't begin to tell you how grateful I am. Take this. A reward for your deed. It's dwarven made and should serve you well. Thank you again. I'm forever in your debt.
Thank you, kind sir. I'd never have been able to return to my father if it wasn't for you.
I thought for sure that everyone would be dead by now. I wish I'd stayed in fort now. I had no idea.
I shall do it.
Good to see you again.
Well.
You saved us. I can't believe we're alive, and it's finally over. With all the money you gave us for Grandfather's sword, I'll have someone take us to Denerim. With any luck, we'll be safe there. Make her watch over you. I'll never forget you. Yes?
I feared this day would come.
There are many gone who we must honor. But we must also remember those who aided us in our darkest hour.
Your efforts are greatly appreciated.
We must not exhaust our supplies. Let us do it quick.
Smashing time.
It's begun.
Killing yourself is more tasty, though.
I shall do it. The dogs. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. As you say. It is begun. These creatures have no true reason to fight us.
Have you no concern for your own existence? Very well. Don't give them the advantage.
It shall be done. I shall do it. It shall be done. Wild creatures ahead. I shall do it. Shall be done. As you say. It is begun. Very well. Quickly, we must fight! Away with you! Missed! As you say.
You have coin, stranger? With Orzammar closed off, old Tegrin can get you a discount. Fine weapon and arms, dwarven made. There's two things I'm here for. Travel or trade. Understand?
men are the work of our Maker's hands, from the lowest slave
Blessed are the peacekeepers, champions of the just.
without provocation,
The deep dark before dawn's
cursed
first
by
light
the
sings
Maker.
eternal.
Those who bring
But know that the sun
Maker's blessings upon you, Warden.
Dwarven crafts. Fine dwarven crafts. Direct from Orgrimmar.
Your dog is filthy. I can smell him 50 yards off. That may be so, but all the same, I would like your permission to bathe him. Excellent. I will get my soaps, and the dog shall have his bath after supper.
Something you need, my dear? Well, we're in camp. Now's as good a time as any to talk, right? Wow. You don't hold back on the hard questions, huh? I don't know where this is going. We have the Blight to think of first, don't we? Everything else just seems so distant. Let's hope we have that option. This isn't really the time for this conversation. Please, let's just talk about this another time.
What say you? By all means. Oh, you wish to know about Antiva, do you? The only way to truly appreciate it would be to go there. It is a warm place, not cold and harsh like this Ferelden. In Antiva it rains often, but the flowers are always in bloom. Or so the saying goes. Every land has its assassins. Some are simply more open about their business than others. I hail from the glorious Antiva city, home to the royal palace. It is a glittering gem amidst the sand, my Antiva city. Do you come from someplace comparable? No? That is too bad. If you were, then surely you would spend as much time boasting about it as I do. You know what is most odd? We speak of my homeland, and for all its wine and its dark-haired beauties and the lilo flutes of the minstrels, I miss the leather the most. It may as well be. But not this once, no. I mean the smell. For years, I lived in a tiny apartment near Antiva City's leather-making district, in a building where the crows stored their youngest recruits, packed in like crates. I grew accustomed to the stench, even though the humans complained of it constantly. To this day, the smell of fresh leather is what reminds me most of home more than anything else. Oh, not so long, I know. It is my first time away from Antiva, however, and the thought of never returning makes me think of it constantly. Before I left, I was tempted to spend what little coin I possessed on leather boots I spotted in the store window. Finest Antivan leather. Perfect craftsmanship. But I was a fool to leave them. I thought, Zevran, you can buy them when you return as a reward for a job well done. More the fool I, no? True, and it's a comforting thought. One simply never knows what is to come next. How could I have suspected I would end up defeated by a handsome Grey Warden? A man who then spares my life? I could not. Quite right you are. I see the Grey Wardens do not recruit fools. Now, if it is all the same to you, I would prefer not to speak more of Antiva. It makes me wistful and hungry for a proper meal.
Something I can help with? Yes? What's on your mind? I miss Valroyaux. Unlike other cities where the people are the lifeblood and the character, Valroyaux was her own person, and her people little more than decorations. There was always music in Valroyaux, streaming from the many windows, quiet refrains and triumphant choruses, and always, floating above that all, the chant, coming from the Grand Cathedral. It was magnificent. Yes, I'm sure it is. But every city has a different personality. It is hard to describe. You have to be there. Of course, there are good things and bad things about Orlais, like anywhere else. Sometimes I miss it dearly, and sometimes I'm glad I'm rid of it. And you will laugh at this, but I miss the fine things I had in Orlais. Dresses, fine dresses and furs, and shoes, of course. One can't mingle with nobility with bad shoes, you see. Orlais is very fashionable, almost ridiculously so. But the shoes! Living with those ridiculous trends was worth it for the shoes. Well, they're shoes. They're pretty. Some of them anyway. When I left Orlais, the fashion was shoes with delicate tapered heels and embellishments in the front. A ribbon, perhaps, or embroidery. In soft colors, of course. It was spring. Yes, well, a fair amount. It is so frivolous and wasteful, I know, but I have such a weakness for lovely shoes. Oh, I could talk about shoes all day, but we have things to do, don't we?
What's on your mind? I have always had an affinity for the spirits of the Fade. As a child, I never feared my dreams because I knew they were there. I've always been able to feel the spirits, even if I never saw them. And as I nurtured my talent in the circle, I became more sensitive. I began to notice every time I was in the Fade, whether it was in a dream or in magical practice, that I was being watched. I suppose they must. It is these benevolent spirits that create our dream worlds in the Fade. Sometimes I would see it, a glowing, nebulous form. Most times I would just feel its presence, gentle and comforting, but somehow alien. I think it is a spirit of faith. They have never been seen before, and perhaps I am wrong. But something tells me I'm not. It always felt like the same entity. This one spirit was curious about me, and was guarding me, for want of a better word. There were times when I was in the Fade that it seemed to stretch forth to shield me, keeping me safe. And I think it gave me strength in my most terrible battles, Ostagar being one of them. I don't know why I was chosen. Perhaps it knew that there was something more that lay in store for me. I like to think that I was given a rare chance. and I'm going to make the best of the time so generously given to me. I will not lie motionless in a bed with coverlets up to my chin, waiting for death to claim me. That is not the death for me. And so I will fight alongside the Grey Warden, and help prepare him for the task that is yet before him. So you had better listen to me, because I swear, if I should fall before the end and you don't seem to be doing things properly, I'll get up again to give you a good finger-wagging. You know, I think you'll be all right, even without my help.
What is your wish, Kadan? Speak, then. Perhaps if humans sought wisdom beyond the walls of chantries, they might find it now and then. Kunare do not worship. I know that it cannot be found unless sought. There is little point in pursuing this. We should move on. As you wish.
It speaks. Yes, its adventures are interesting, even if the chances for success are remarkably slim. It would be better to throw oneself off a cliff, I suspect. Does it wish me to leave? I can, though I see no reason to go. Refreshing. Normally such words would be accompanied by the wave of a control rod. I shall remain as it asks. Perhaps we should continue. Its chances of success are small enough without further dawdling.
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. It's good to have you along on the road. I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.